M60 1SJ. And meanwhile, back to the Crossroads Motel and Eamon.
Yeah, we're here now on the inside, Natalie, right inside the Crossroads Motel. And we should say this is the Penthouse Hotel on the outskirts of Birmingham, isn't it?
Penn's Hall.
Penn's Hall, even, yes.
I'm still casting a dreadful shadow over you, you know.
And this was just one of the many locations, of course, used for Crossroads throughout the years, wasn't it?
This was the cosiest.
Yes,
Really?
we had our leisure centre as well, which was the House of Robin.
Mm.
Right.
We had Tamworth in Arden as well.
Tamworth,
It was
yes.
very, very nice.
Yeah. And you, Jane, have, of course, been involved in the series right from day one in 1964 or so. And a lot's made of the fact, you know, the pressure that soap stars are under and whatever, but apparently Crossroads had the most punishing schedule of the lot. I mean, you had more...
It was an assault course, it wasn't a show. Joking apart.
Mind you, having said that, the first 20-something years weren't quite so bad. It's the last 4 that have been more than an assault course because of going out filming.
Right, you weren't used to this, of course. This was a new added
we
dimension.
were doing 4 shows a week. We were in the studio for 2 whole, quite long days. Then we had 3 days rehearsal, but during that rehearsal, we were out filming as well. So we were rushing around like mad. It started out at 6:30, you know, 7. Well, I'd leave the house at 6:30, go in for makeup at 7:30, go out on the bus to the location, sit around for a bit, do a scene.
But
Then
filming
they,
8 episodes.
Then they say, are you
went
going back to rehearsal? Say, oh, I'll get the next week's script and look at what I was supposed to have learned for rehearsal.
So were all the old jokes true, where people criticised the quality of the programme and the sets falling down and actors forgetting their lines?
That was because of the tight schedule originally, because we didn't have time to do retakes. It didn't. It did get better.
We did actually have editing facilities. We didn't have any editing facilities or anything. Yeah. We had 3/4 of an hour to do the show. We started at 7 o'clock, say, for the evening show. And we had to finish by 7:45. So if we didn't start on the dot of 7 o'clock, if we didn't get actually started till 7:10, time was ticking away. So there was no chance. So that you could go back if you made a dreadful... If everything went wrong in the first scene, you could go back and do it. If everything went wrong in the last scene...
But people loved that. They ran a book. There was one university that actually ran a book on mistakes. I mean, that was part of the fun. This is why Crossroads was so popular. It was part of the fun.
You know, and also, bear in mind, we had to be absolutely spot on time. So we wouldn't get a run until we did the dress run. And then they'd say, oh, we're 2.5 minutes under. Quick, what are we going to do? Oh, I know, you can pour some coffee, you can have a phone call, do this. And then, of course, no one told props that you were going to have coffee. So they'd bring the coffee in and put it down. You'll pick the coffee pot up and think, there's no coffee in it, and put it down.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's now take a trip down memory lane and a look at just 3 of the highlights from the 4,500 episodes that were made about life here at the Crossroads Motel.
Mum, do stop fidgeting about. I'll never get this done up.
Well, I'm sorry, but I keep on remembering things I've forgotten. How's Granny Fraser getting to the cathedral?
We're taking her in our car. I've told you that twice already.
Oh, yes, yes, of course. Do hope Hugh's all right.
But why shouldn't he be?
He's all alone there in that cottage. You don't suppose he could have overslept, do you?
Oh, honestly, the things you think about.
Crossroads Motel, can I help you?
Mum must have picked that up from David, saying that everything's urgent.
Yes. Jill, she sounded urgent.
Oh, my God! The motel! It's on fire! Mum! Oh!
A few memories from memory lane there. The hotel burnt down there at one stage.
Yes.
Is this the fate that's in store again?
Oh, we've done that once. I don't do that again, do you?
No.
So you can, straight from the horse's mouth, it won't be burnt down?
I don't think we ought to commit ourselves to things like this,
I don't think it'll be burnt down, folks. I think we've got a cast-iron assurance there. Tony, from your point of view, I used to remember you in a series called General Hospital.
Yes.
When did you, we saw you at the reception desk there, when did you first come to the hotel?
I first came to the motel in 1968 as a 48-year-old estate agent.
My,
Mr.
haven't you
Perkins.
preserved well?
Then I came back in 1978 because I was so popular as a 42-year-old accountant. And had we gone on, I was hoping to come along
As a
in
teenager.
1998 as a 17-year-old layabout.
OK, I've got a phone call here, and Sylvia Garrett's on the line. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi.
Hi, Sylvia. Where are you phoning from?
Ashby Delazouche.
OK, and what was your question?
Morning, Jane.
It's for you,
Yes,
Jane.
yes, hello.
Hello. I've watched your show, Crossroads, virtually from the start. In fact, I'm the third generation. I used to watch it. Can you hear me?
No, Jane
Yes.
would love to answer this question, but the problem is she can't hear you, but I can hear you in my ear. Can we get sound here on the
but
floor?
it's very, very, very soft. Speak up.
Go ahead, Sylvia.
Oh, hello. Is
Hello,
that
that's
better?
better.
Right,
That's
good.
I was just saying, I've watched your show virtually from the start.
Yes. Good.
I'm the third generation. I used to watch it with my mum, and now my daughter watches it with me. And I
Good,
just wondered,
yes.
your character of Jill has gone through so many changes over the years.
You've noticed.
I just wondered if you'd had any say in your character, and have you enjoyed playing her so much?
Well, I suppose I've had the odd grumble when something was mooted that I didn't like the idea of very much. On the whole, you do get a little bit of say, but not very much, because obviously decisions are taken when you're not around at script meetings and things like that. Scripts are written, and it's only when I get to look at the script, really it's too late to alter things very much. But I've quite enjoyed the way, I mean, a lot of things have happened, but a lot of things do happen to people in 24 years, don't they? I mean, people do change quite dramatically in 20 years, but I've enjoyed it. It's been great.
Sylvia, what are you going to do now once the series comes to an end?
That's a very good question.
Yeah. You're going to miss it?
I am actually, although you sort of moan and groan sometimes when you put the television on. It's sort of part of my life now. Every night now at 6:30, or over the years when it's been on, I've put it on, and as I say, I've sat there and watched it either with my mother and now with my little girl, and she thoroughly enjoys it as well.
What was your favourite period from the show?
I used to enjoy it in the early days. When as far back as I can remember, I used to like it when Jill first bought the boutique.
Oh, the boutique.
And Stan, Edward Clayton, who went out of it, came round. He was an electrician, wasn't he? And he
Yes,
came round
that's
to
right.
fit your
Yes.
lights up.
Yes.
And that's virtually. And the old kitchen, and old Carlos in the kitchen.
Yes, yes. The kitchen was a marvellous set. It was a very difficult set because obviously you had to have all this catering stuff going on, and there was always great pots boiling away with nothing in them usually. But it was quite a tricky set because we were always having to cook things and make things, so you actually had to do them in that space of time. And I can remember once, do you remember once Lizzie, our stage manager, had bought a whole load of scampi and somebody hadn't put them in the fridge and they all defrosted all over the place. And at the end of the show, all this scampi was lying around. It's got to be thrown away. So we cooked it and we ate it and had it for lunch, and it was great.
So, Tony, what about Adam Chance? Do you like him as a character?
No, I've never liked Adam. Never liked
he's
him.
He's not too much like you, then?
I don't know. When he first happened, I remember I thought I'd come from General Hospital, and I thought, well, he'll be the same, really. Not being a proper actor, he'll be exactly the same as Neville Bywaters. And I thought, I'll shave my moustache off, I thought, and that'll fool them, you see. They'll think it's somebody new, and they won't find out about me. And I saw him go on, and I thought he was slimy, unpredictable. No, he's not a nice character, but I think he was very interesting to play. I enjoyed playing him, because he could vary himself so much.
Good, OK. Let's now speak to Carol Willis. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
Hi, Carol. What's your question?
Oh, I'd like to ask Jane. She's been in right from the first programme, and I just wondered, has she any plans for life after Crossroads?
Well, yes, I hope there is. Yes, I hope there will be, yes.
You've got the book out with the memories of Crossroads,
Yes.
so your name is going to be kept in the headline, so to speak. But have you any television work lined up or such?
Well, there's one or two things sort of mooted, but I don't think I can say too much about that yet.
Oh, well, we'll still see you, though, that is
Yes, I hope so, I hope so.
So you're not pessimistic about the future?
No, not particularly.
But
No.
it will be very, very difficult for you, presumably, 24 years, 5 days a week, sort of committed to Crossroads, and then moving into a totally different line of work.
Yes.
presumably.
Well, life's like that, isn't it? And anyway, you say 24 years. The first 10, I used to come and go a lot more. It's only really the last, well, since I got married, that I thought, well, really, any time I have off from the show, I really ought to be at home. Now the children are quite a lot older. So, I mean, my daughter's, what, 13, and my son's, what, 9. So they're not quite the babies they were then. So I think I can think about going off and doing other things and getting around the country a bit.
Tony, is it, should you take it for granted, is it a bad thing for an actor and actress to get attached to a programme like this?
I think it depends entirely on the actor or actress. I personally used to love the fact that we had routine. I'm not one of these actors that would want to be playing Hamlet at the National and waiting 9 months for the opportunity to come up, because I know that it never would for me. I love the fact that you could have a break, take a holiday, and you had a job to come back to. I love the routine of soap and of a series. That worked for me, but it doesn't work for every actor. But I loved it personally. And I think there is life after Crossroads.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do after Crossroads?
I'm going to get my teeth fixed. I'm going to get a new hairpiece put on. No, it's being able to actually go and see people, and because we didn't have time, we didn't have the reliability of being able to make an appointment to see anybody.
Yeah.
And that is the exciting part. And then when all my teeth are done, I'll think about getting the job.
OK, more questions to Tony and Jane. We're looking forward to them, and they're looking forward to them. 061 if you're outside Manchester, 814 0424. Meanwhile, let's go back up there, and here's Natalie.
Well, calls coming in already from Crossroads, from John London, who's rang in to say it's a brilliant series, and queries too like this from Maureen Beresford from Gloucester, who says, why can't someone else take it over and keep it on the air? Maureen, sad to say, I think it's a wee bit too late for that. And queries too like this one from Jim Smith from Buxton, who says, how many series were recorded, and will they destroy all the episodes, or will they be kept and perhaps be put on video? Well, questions like that, Jim, we hope that we'll be answering during this early edition and our main edition too. And Adam McGuy, who's 13 years old, has rung in from Hythe in Kent to say, when is the series finishing exactly? Well, sad to say, Adam, for you and all the other Crossroads fans, it's going to be next Monday, on Easter Monday. We've had complaints too about a programme that we rarely get complaints about here.